Can I smell it?
Yeah, you can smell it and give it a...
If it smells like blood, that's normal.
It is blood. I'm not gonna drink this.
You can give it like a quick sip.
Oh, yeah.
Michael.
Michael. Michael.
Michael. Michael. Michael. Michael. Summer is around the corner, and Blue Chew wants you to have better sex. So, discover your option at bluechew.com. Chew it and do it. And we got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew for free when you use our promo code SOS at checkout. Just pay $5 in shipment. That's bluechew.com, promo code SOS to receive your first month for free. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. Welcome to another episode of SOS VHS. Today, I have the pleasure to talk to two of my favorite people, the Scissor Bros, Jeremiah Watkins and Stevie Weeby. We talk about their favorite movie, The Lost Boys. So, get your popcorn, your holy water, and get ready to travel with us to the murder capital of the U.S.
So thanks for having us, man.
Thank you so much for coming.
We love Lost Boys, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you rewatched it recently?
He did the other night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are these actual maggots?
No. Not maggots, but they're insects.
I have my cheat sheet too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They're actually
Glad you take
bamboo
one.
worms.
Do you guys think you looking at both of you, are you guys the Frog Brothers of podcasting?
Oh, I love the Frog Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh.
We love the Frog Brothers.
I know.
Yeah. I guess maybe. Yeah. But Lost Boys, the movie holds a soft spot in my heart.
Yeah.
Like, just remember Blockbuster Video, and just that's one of the movies. Always a go-to, right, Jeremiah? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
And
what do you remember when you watched it for the first time? Oh, Jeremiah's a true vampire.
quit eating those maggots, dude. What you doing, dude? The bit's over. The bit ended like 3 minutes ago.
You're the one
It's time to move on. And now I regret drinking whatever the hell's in that bottle. What is in there, Andreas?
It is
Holy moly.
It is drinkable blood.
It is blood?
Yeah. Drinkable blood. You know?
You're
No, really, it
You're
is
the one
blood?
telling me. You're the one telling me
Really?
the bit's
Like
over.
movie
and you
blood.
still have
Like syrup.
Oh, it's
fake
movie
blood
blood.
all over your mouth right now.
Oh, damn, dude.
Um
Just one of those movies where it's so nostalgic.
Yeah.
And, compared to other horror movies, like, because another one that stands out is like Salem's Lot. I just like the campiness in it too,
Yeah.
as far as like,
very campy.
yeah, it just brings a nostalgic, good feeling from back in the day.
Did you watch it at the theater? I mean, you couldn't, but
You know what?
Whoa,
That I don't.
throwing some quick
Oh.
shade at your age, real quick, Steve.
I am old, yeah, but I don't remember. It was so long ago.
right, this is 87.
Yeah, so I
You
was.
look like a Korean hairdresser right now.
He does.
I do.
Even with the lipstick now.
I do.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
You really do look like Kiefer Sutherland.
dude, I'm feeling
sure,
pretty
yeah.
good about this fit right now.
Yeah,
I'm feeling pretty
yeah.
good.
You do look
You
like
look
that
good.
dude. The whole vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just a great movie, man.
Yeah. Why do you guys think it resonates with you?
The dialogue and
We bond over 80s movies. We
Yeah,
like
for
that
sure.
era so much, and also we like that we love horror movies, but this is like a horror comedy, and it's like the campiness for us is like perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect amount.
Yeah.
and the
I mean-
Corys are in it. So
Yes.
you can't hate on that.
Were you guys watching all the the two Corys like movies afterwards?
No, I mean I was more into. You know what? Isn't that the first movie they were in it together?
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
the first movie, and then after that they did a bunch of early
And then
90s movies.
Feldman was in Goonies, wasn't he?
Yeah. It was a
Yeah.
year before this.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm just, I love their work, man.
Yeah.
Like, I know they kind of later in life they kind of fell off the map, but they did some good movies. But yeah,
Yeah.
and wasn't he in Lucas?
Yes.
Yeah.
How? Yeah. What do you guys think? Like this movie resonates so much. I mean, I rewatched it again, and it's like, yeah, it has something. It's not that it has. I don't think I've ever seen it in a list of best movies ever, but people know it.
It has
It's
a
called-
high rewatchability factor.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure, for sure.
Right.
There's some movies that are great that I literally will only watch one time in my
Yeah.
entire life.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's
And
kind of
this
like
one-
Back to the Future. You could always watch it over and over. Like every
Right.
day you could watch Back to the Future.
Right.
Same thing with Lost Boys. You could just watch it over and over and you
Yeah.
won't get sick of it. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys probably know, but do you guys know why it was called Lost Boys?
No.
Because like originally, like Richard Donner was gonna direct it after Goonies, and he was making more like a kids vampire movie, and had this idea of the Peter Pan Lost Boys, you know, like the kids who don't want to grow up. And then he got Lethal Weapon, so he dropped Lost Boys. Yep.
Okay, I thought I was tripping. Go ahead.
And then Joel Schumacher came on board, and Richard Donner stay as an EP. But then he made it a little more like a little darker, a little more teenage versus
Oh,
like
hell
kids.
yeah.
And yeah, I think that's it. They kept the name.
So you're Max?
I am Max. How do you know? Yeah.
Oh, because
'Cause
the
at fir-
attire.
I'm
yeah.
just the normal vampire.
Right.
No, you're the headmaster.
The headmaster.
Max is
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
I
was
did-
Max's dog's name again? His the Hound from Hell. His dog.
Wow, I don't remember.
But you remember the Protector.
Yeah.
Nanook was the
Nanook was
the Corey.
Michael and Sam.
That was their dog.
Yeah.
Michael and Sam's dog. But what was Max's dog's name? Do you
That's a
remember?
really good question. Let's see if
The Hound from Hell.
Yeah, the Hound from Hell.
Can you guys look that up real quick? Oh, there it is. That's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that aspect about it too. Like there was
Yeah.
His name is
demon dog
Thorn.
in it, and I really loved it. I really loved it.
Hey. Easy.
Yeah.
The dog's name is Thorn.
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 Yeah,
He was helping you,
Thorn
son of a
was
bitch.
Scary. Because I remember that scene where the mom, Lucy's character, played by Diane West,
Yeah.
she was bringing flowers to your house,
Yes.
and during the daytime, and she hops over the fence, and Thorn just bum rushes her. Do you remember that scene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It never got explained why he rushed her.
The reality is like they cut a bunch of scenes from this movie. I
Really?
think they are now online. You can watch the deleted scenes.
How Kiefer
yeah.
Sutherland eats in the movie.
That has a better, I guess, plot.
Out of those maggots.
It's just rice.
You should try it, Steve.
You have red all over
Dude,
your
I'm
mouth.
gonna drink this cappuccino to get rid of the blood.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
man.
You look good on blood. Blood looks good on you. Okay, well, before we keep going, I don't think anyone has watched this movie that watches the show. So could you guys give a quick summary of what this movie is about, The Lost Boys?
Yeah, it's about a family, a mother and her two sons, traveling to get a new start. And they is it Ventura? Santa Clarita.
Carla.
Santa Clara. They moved to a new place.
Murder capital of the world.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, it happens to be, filled with vampires, and they kind of hang out near this fair, or
Yeah, the boardwalk.
and with and then he's one of the main dudes, and it's just about, and then kind of like Michael, the eldest son, kind of getting recruited by it's kind of like getting bullied in a way into joining
peer
a gang, like
pressure.
a vampire gang.
Yeah.
But then they both have a love interest, like David and Michael both, like a Star is kind of both their love interests.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of kind of bullying and kind of hazing involved.
Yep.
As far as whether I'm gonna become a vampire or not. And I ended up just being a half vampire,
Yeah.
because in order to be a full vampire, you need to get a full on kill.
Correct.
Join us.
Good summary. So yeah, you guys know in real life both Kiefer Sutherland and Jason Patrick became really, really close friends. And I don't know if you know the story, but Kiefer Sutherland was about to marry Julia Roberts, and then Julia Roberts ran off with Jason Patrick. They're still friends, but yeah. The three of them are still friends, which is interesting.
She's pretty hot back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the two of them are pretty cool too. Or like, yeah. Anyway, has nothing to do with Lost Boys, but I thought
No, that's interesting though.
interesting fact.
Yeah. Do you know about other cheating factoids in Hollywood, Andres?
I know a lot about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, not really. I'm not into gossip, guys.
No, it's
Yeah, right, Andres.
Yeah.
But okay, so what if you watch it recently? What are the themes that you think are still relevant of this movie today, or what are the
What do you mean by that?
like what is the movie about that resonates with you, or is just the aesthetic part? What do you like about it that is okay?
Well, another thing I just realized because I have a brother, obviously,
Yeah.
like that brother, kind of that brotherhood factor of
Oh yeah.
kind of Sam looking out for Michael,
Right.
and
Even when his brother is turning into a vampire, he's placed with the dilemma: does he kill his own brother,
yeah,
who is technically a villain? But no, at the end of the day, brotherly love trumps vampire.
Right. Yeah. And I think I wanted to talk about brothers since you guys are kind of brothers, but you also have brothers.
yeah.
Well, what is your relationship with your brothers? I mean, I think both of you and your brothers are pretty different, right? Because I think Jeremiah's brother is he a minister? Was he about to be a minister?
He was about to be at one point.
Right. So you guys grew up religious?
Then I drove a stake through his heart.
Right.
Oh yeah, we grew up religious. Yeah,
So you guys were very, very different or not?
it's incredibly hard to open. a can
I
with
can.
leather gloves.
Yeah.
You got it. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that.
So how
What was the question, Andre?
Yeah. How would you say like your relationship with your brother was growing up?
We were really close, but we did fight a lot. We get in fist fights. We would
I fought Bob too.
constantly telling each other if it meant like getting the best over somebody.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time my brother he like had me pinned in the backyard and I started to go, "Mom!" He goes, "If you scream right now, I will spit in your mouth." And I'm like, "No, you won't." And I go, "Mom!" And he goes, like right down the barrel.
Oh, gross.
Right down the back of the throat.
Yeah, that's gross, man.
Yeah, I know.
Not as bad as throwing knives.
No, well, Bob made me put Ben Gay on my dick. He said that.
I don't think that's how he tells it.
Oh, are we big?
No.
Are we big dicking with brother stories right now? Is that what we're doing, bro?
No, that's the thing that I'm still mad at him because he's like, dude, it feels like a blowjob. I'm like, really? He goes, dude, put it on your dick, dude. Feels like a blowjob. And dude, it burns so bad, dude. And then I ran into my mom's shower and I'm like, yeah, he did a lot of fucked up shit. He gave me chicken pox too. Do you know that?
No, I didn't.
In sixth grade, he had chicken pox, and when I wasn't there, he squeezed his chicken pox juice all over my pillow and my comforter.
On purpose?
Yeah.
He just yeah.
So
Okay, I got one for you.
how you could beat chicken pox juice?
But easily.
Go ahead.
My brother and I were terrible to each other.
Yeah.
My brother handcuffed me and a friend to a toilet, and he grabbed hairspray and matches and shot a flamethrower at our face while we were handcuffed to the toilet. Can you beat that?
I thought you were gonna say butthole, but that's a pretty good one.
Wait, where does butthole
I don't
enter
know. I
that
wanted to go
story?
gay. I wanted to go gay. No, it's fine. No.
Did at what time in your life that turned into like a better relationship, or did it?
Well, Bob, before he became an actor and a comedian and famous, he would hang out in his room. He had long hair and he would play the keyboard and smoke meth. And yeah.
Yeah, but what about your relationship with him?
when he got sober, he was supportive because of because I wrestled.
Yeah.
And I got into wrestling because he got into wrestling.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay. So he drove up to the state tournament to support me. and
Yeah,
stuff.
he was very proud of that.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
until you lost.
You don't have to bring that up.
Yeah. No, but
Joke.
also Bobby says that you were also a super religious fanatic. That you had like, that your room looked like, what's the character's name in Seven? You had all the.
Oh yeah, I had Bible verses.
Bible verses.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had Bible verses in there for sure.
Yeah. When did you, turn like?
What do you mean by that?
when did you become non-religious? I guess
Well, I wanted to get pussy eventually. I didn't get any
that
girls.
was the sin.
I didn't get any girls in high school at all.
I
Same
didn't.
with him.
You don't have to bring that up, man. No, that's the reality. That's the
Yeah.
reality.
So you guys were not a cool kid.
No, we were total frog brothers.
Yeah,
There's
we were
no
frog-
chicks
yeah.
going near us.
Not at all.
Yeah, we're worried about, other things of interest.
Maybe that's why I like the Frog Brothers, because they're comic book nerds and they
Right.
own a comic book store.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously they didn't have dates. They would just hang out there all day.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing that is cool about the movie, I think, is that it gives the nerds a leg up versus the cool kids, because I think Kiefer Sutherland is so cool, right? Like the look,
Yeah.
you can feel that it's okay. These are the kids you would want to hang out with in
Oh,
high school.
absolutely. Yeah, they were kind of
They
like,
have the girls, the bikes, the looks,
Oh, yeah.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
but they get murdered by the nerd kids,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Yeah.
a good revenge.
Did they die at the end?
They do,
Oh, they did die. Yeah,
Yeah, all of them.
they all died, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's I guess.
So who survived? So I survived.
You survive. Michael
Lucy
survived.
survives. The grandfather survives.
Yeah,
Sam survives.
Nobody in the family dies. It's
Yeah.
pretty 80s.
Laddie.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. All of the cool kids. I mean, all of the nerds survive, and all of the vampires die.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you ever figure out, the little kid that hangs out with them?
Yes.
Did you, I literally just rewatched this movie
Yeah.
today. I still could not figure out the relationship of Laddie to Star and everybody else.
My assumption, but it's also reading into it, is that it is her little brother, and that's how she got tangled in the gang. Probably they turned the brother.
Oh, they
and then-
sucked her in with
the little kid.
because it showed his picture missing on the milk cart.
Yeah, on the milk carton and the yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but they never acknowledge the relationship.
It's this.
It's weird.
I feel the script like it is a little loose.
Mhm.
It has a
Yeah,
little like, the campiness and all of that. Like eventually, it's like okay, it doesn't matter. It's a.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. You guys know that the DP who shot that movie shot Taxi Driver.
Really?
And like Raging Bull.
Oh, that's what's
so
up.
I think
Yeah.
it looks beautiful.
Oh,
for
there
that
was some
type of
sky,
movie.
like some before drones were around. But remember, like
Like the
The aerial shot. Amazing.
yeah, of them, like the vampires flying and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. The helicopter that bridge scene. is
Oh, yeah.
super cool.
Yeah, and like that, I like their hangout too. Was there like a Jim Morrison poster, and they're like,
It's a
Vampire Cavern?
It's a yes.
yeah,
It's like-
their hideout. Yeah. I remember
Definitely.
that.
This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Let's talk about sex. Summer is around the corner, so do you want to bring some heat in the bedroom? Now you can increase your performance and get that extra confidence you need in bed. Listen up, BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but in chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost. The process is simple. You go to BlueChew.com, you make a consultation with one of their licensed medical providers, and then once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription in a matter of days. The best thing is all done online. So no awkward conversations, no visit to the doctors, no, waiting in line at a pharmacy. And also, they're made here in the USA, and they are prepared and shipped in a discreet package that you get at home, in a matter of days. I grew up in Spain. People have a little more of a Latin blood runs a little hotter. And it's never embarrassing and never intimidating talking about sex there. And, as I grew up, a few of my friends had some issues in the bedroom. And when Blue Chew came along, I could see their confidence going back up. So I'm so thankful to Blue Chew. Thank you for sponsoring the podcast, but also thank you for making so many of my friends happy. Blue Chew wants you to have better sex. So discover your options at bluechew.com. Chew it and do it. And we got a special offer for our listeners. Try Blue Chew for free when you use our promo code SOS at checkout. Just pay $5 in shipment. That's bluechew.com, promo code SOS to receive your first month for free. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. I don't know. I mean, I think that the director talks about having a little bit of a gay-ish theme in the movie. I don't know if you guys get that by watching it today.
Who's gay? Who's
kind
gay?
of like the, I guess, homoerotic relationship with the vampires and like the, you know, they're sexy. No,
It's Sam. Sam's the gay one.
Who's what was that, Carlos?
Sam. He's the gay one.
Sam is gay?
Yeah,
For
Joel.
Michael?
I mean,
Joel Schumacher put a picture of Rob Lowe in his closet.
I saw that.
Yeah, you're right.
I saw
You're
that.
right. In his bedroom.
in his bedroom and
yeah.
he's a flamboyant a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like I watched this movie when I was 7 or 8, and
But it's also the 80s too,
Yeah.
so like everything was kind of, you know,
yeah,
more
you did
of
have
a-
that Rob look. That was a good one, Carlos. You did.
Oh, thank you, CB.
yeah. Because Rob Lowe was in a Joel Schumacher previous movie, so
Yeah.
yeah, all of that stuff. Yeah,
And Sam has a pink bicycle. Gay.
That's right. And he takes bubble baths.
Yo, this
Yay.
skull is spitting bars right now.
Yeah.
Dog. Dang, dog.
Yeah.
Woo!
gay for
Yeah.
sure.
But Michael wasn't gay.
Now that I mean, in the movie, no. Now that I look at
Michael
him,
wasn't gay, dude.
yeah, a little bit. And then-
Star, Mike, come on, dude. But maybe David
Dude,
was.
no,
He hung
no.
out with all them vampire dudes.
Listen,
And you guys all hung out backwards doing gay
I don't
shit.
know, man. Michael,
Fucking touching
dude,
vampire
I don't know.
dicks,
Michael
hanging
was kind of
backwards and
gay, dude.
shit.
Michael
That's
was
some
hanging
gay
underneath
shit,
the
bro.
bridge.
That's some gay
Would
shit.
you jump off a bridge for?
Dude, you hung out
Another
with a
guy?
bunch of vampire dudes
Would you do
all
that?
the time.
Yeah, but you joined me in the fog. What
No, I
happened in
didn't
the
want to
fog?
join you. I wanted to.
No, but
I
then
wanted
you
to fuck Star.
You needed to
I
be
wanted to
pushed.
fuck Star. You wanted to hang out with 4 other vampire
You
dudes
need a little push,
wearing
you
leather.
know. But you jump.
Yeah, dude. And then you would ride your little motorcycle with your gay friends.
Okay,
It's
so
the truth.
I get it. It's all,
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Michael was the cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
David was a little weird.
You're the one who joined in though.
I didn't want to join though. You made me drink this shit, dude. Okay, you want to do it? I can't beat your bike.
You don't have to. You
Just have to keep up.
Are you afraid to face me, David? Okay, that was
Okay,
was good.
you guys. Yeah, you guys are.
yeah.
I would remake this movie with you too.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
so fun.
I didn't mean to call you a gay vampire.
It's okay.
You're not.
He's comfortable
Because I know
with
you're
his
not.
sexuality.
Was
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can see it.
No, did you have a crush on Star, dude? When you saw her, dude?
When I saw it, yeah,
Ooh.
on all of the 80s, you
Yeah.
know, saw Top Gun and all of those
Yeah.
super cheesy sex scenes with the
cross
dissolves and
dissolves.
Yeah.
Oh, going
the
one to
music,
another.
all
The slow,
same
the
cheesiness.
slow.
The
Hey,
music,
Steve,
the music, the soundtrack, amazing.
All right.
I think the
You
soundtrack.
What, you
sing.
gonna-
You sing. Steve and I are gonna reenact the sex scene.
I can't sing for
What
shit.
are you doing right now? Dude, hold
What?
up. What's he
But
doing?
what is the song for the
Because
yeah
There's this one shot. There's this one shot that is so 80s. Here,
everything.
Here.
What are you doing?
But what is the music? Oh, my god.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
Skeleton, can you help me with the music?
goes like this. He goes like this. Here, face. He goes like this. Lean forward.
Yeah.
Lean forward.
wanted to go? You want to go there?
And then he goes like this. And then he goes like this.
What
Lean back. Lean back.
This is the
What are you doing,
this is
dude?
the first sex scene in the island.
What you do?
Thank you guys.
That wasn't in the movie.
Yes,
That-
it
that
was.
No, it wasn't.
No, that
You
shot.
don't remember because you had
Oh,
a little too much.
the
of
very
this.
end scene, the duel at the end.
No, the sex scene
listen,
with the
when
girl.
Michael goes up to Star and he goes, "What am I? What's happening? What's going on?" And she's like, they never explain. They
Yeah,
never,
but you're not Star.
you were Star.
Yeah, dude, I don't want to do that.
Well, guess what?
I want
We
to be
already
Michael.
did it.
I know, but I want to be Michael.
It's already taken.
Let's do role reversal. You're Star now.
Okay, fine.
Hold up, dude.
What?
I did not
off. And cross is
cross this off.
And cross is off.
Oh my god.
Okay.
If you guys had to, if you could choose a superpower, I mean, I don't know if I want to ask this question,
do you mean?
but
What do you mean?
if you can choose a superpower, what would you want to have?
Invisibility.
Invisibility.
You
You're a perv.
No, I want to rob a bank.
You're a perv.
Oh, why did you have to go there?
Yeah, I
rob a
can
bank.
feel it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Andreas, these are my questions.
Oh.
Rapid fire.
Okay,
You son of a bitch.
we're gonna do a
Yeah,
rapid.
why are you stealing Carlos's idea?
Rapid, yes. The skeleton is gonna ask you guys a series of rapid
Okay.
fire questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Besides Lost Boys, what movie have you rewatched the most?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Thank you.
Goodfellas.
It's either Dumb and Dumber or Tommy Boy for me.
Tom Holland or Andrew Garfield?
Tom Holland, easy.
Holland.
The Flash or Seth Rogen in The Green Hornet?
Neither.
The Flash.
Thank
Keep going,
you.
dude. I love it.
Front of the Human Centipede or back of the Human Centipede with Margot Robbie in the middle?
Back.
Nice.
I'll eat her. I'll eat that shit.
Or she's eating my butt?
She gotta eat her shit.
Wait. I'm trying to figure out the math on the human centipede. Margot Robbie's in the middle.
Correct.
So she's either eating my butt or I'm eating her butt.
You gotta eat her ass.
But if I'm in the front, then she's only eating my butt and I don't have to get penetrated by another person behind me. So I'll let her eat
Precisely.
my butt all day.
You know, it'd be great. And I know you've never done this yet. We should do a human centipede right now, dog.
Right now?
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Why
y'all
not,
should.
dude?
Okay.
Dude, that would get 1 million views.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. I'll be in the back.
You want to do it?
Yeah, do it.
A clothed one.
Okay.
No, I meant like.
We're not doing
You
it.
want-
This is a PC podcast. You
Okay,
guys
that's
are
fine. Carlos, the next question.
If you were to have a cinematic death, how would you go out?
A cinematic death?
Correct.
Ooh, go ahead. In a movie.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Spoiler. The indie film that I did, it's called I Lived. I do have a cinematic death. My head explodes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that's nice.
But I would want to, I think that I would want to, like, one of those scream deaths, probably, where I'm stabbed multiple times, and then the final one, and then I'm coughing up blood, and then
Hell yeah.
I say one last remaining thing that's important to the story before I die.
Oh, I like
I
that.
would say, do you remember that movie Serpent in the Rainbow? John Carpenter?
yeah.
Like getting something like you're buried alive. And
Yeah.
you're drugged and you wake up and you're like
You're trapped.
you're trapped. Or like, Jaws or like open water where you're like you're getting eaten by sharks and you have to survive type deal. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What actor would play you in a biopic of your life?
Oh, Steven Yeun. Hello.
Fuck yeah.
That's probably Adrian Brody.
Oh, very nice.
That's a good one.
I mean,
That's a
it's-
good one. Yeah.
What's your guilty pleasure movie?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Guilty pleasure movie.
Okay, you want honesty?
Yeah.
Bring it on.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you own it?
Yeah. I know. You could, dude, edit that out, Carlos. That's fucking embarrassing. Yeah.
You don't have the sequels or anything, do you?
No.
Yeah, the
Kirsten
original.
Dunst is great in that, dude.
Yeah.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
My real high school crush is in that movie.
Wait.
Carla Makoff.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember the scene where Kirsten Dunst confronts her boyfriend in his dorm?
Of course, we all do.
Yeah. Everybody knows this movie.
Oh, you're being sarcastic. But she knocks on his dorm room.
Right.
The girl in the dorm room is the girl I really had a crush on, Carla Mackov. Yeah.
You don't have to have an excuse to like it. You can just
I just thought it was a good story.
Yeah.
Dude, you watch Disney movies, motherfucker.
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I have kids, so it makes sense now.
Okay.
But
Go
before,
ahead.
I was just a creepy dude who watched Disney before I had the kids. But then I have the kids now, so now it's like, he's a dad. He watches the Disney movies. I'll tell you mine. Secret Garden is one of my that and The Little Princess.
Of course you love that.
The Quaron.
Of course. it's
The one
Princess.
the one with India, like where she's like
Princess
an
Bride?
orphan. No, she's an
Yeah.
orphan
That's
from
Alfonso.
India.
Alfonso Cuarón did that movie before he did Harry Potter, and then
What about you? You're not answering the question. What about you?
I think like something like Lost Boys is my guilty pleasure. I think like
No, you have to.
You
be
have to
more
have a little
vulnerable than that. No. Be more vulnerable.
Yes, Andres.
Jesus.
You a Simon Birch kind of guy?
I'm trying to think something
come on.
really embarrassing.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be embarrassing. Just
Okay.
be honest.
I would watch all of the, Bruce Lee, Jean-Claude Van Damme, anything that had, when I was a kid, my brother and I loved all those movies.
Hell yeah.
So if I cut it on TV, I will still watch, even if, these days are not my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah. So which one is it? Enter the Dragon or Bloodsport? Like which one?
Enter the Dragon is my favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, there's nothing to be ashamed of, dude.
Yeah.
Which is the one where he fights Chuck Norris?
That's the last one.
Fist of Fury.
I always hated that. My cousin loved the fact that they fought for real. At least that's the lure, and that actually Chuck Norris lost.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I like that.
Yeah, there's nothing to be ashamed of with that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Love the questions, Carlos.
All right, we got one more.
Yeah.
If your life was a movie, what would the title be?
Ooh.
That's a hard
Title of the movie?
That's a
Yeah.
hard
Yes, sir.
Ooh, that's a difficult one.
Coyote Ugly.
Oh, like a real movie title.
No, it could be anything.
You can come up with your own title.
My Own Private Idaho.
Yeah. It does have a metaphor in there.
Maybe.
Never
maybe
been
not.
taken.
More than just a nose.
Nice.
All right, thanks, guys. That's rapid fire.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's a good segment, dude. That's probably my favorite segment thus far.
Okay.
Is that what just
Good,
happened?
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can keep that as a sound drop the next time.
Or you can't. Or you don't have to.
No. They're going to use it.
Yeah.
This has been Rapid Fire.
All right. So I want to now talk a little bit about your lives.
Mm-hmm.
So Michael becomes a vampire because he gets, entangled with these cool kids who kind of like peer pressure him. Do you guys ever, feel that like growing up? Did you guys feel peer pressure to do things that you didn't want to do?
Ooh. What do you mean, like drugs and alcohol?
Yeah, or
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like what?
LSD. I remember being scared of doing that.
But was it because you want to belong to
Well, my friends were at a
being
rave
cool?
or something, and they just, and I'm like, all right, and they just stick it on your tongue, and yeah, what? Yeah. So getting peer pressure doing drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you think?
I don't know. I just want to be accepted because especially when you're in an environment like that, like a rave, it's a part of it.
You want to be
Like,
cool?
Yeah, and I thought, I could probably enjoy the music more if
Yeah.
I'm like, it's, on some kind of hallucinogenic or, yeah. And then I remember once in Arizona, I ended up at this drug house and I was looking for weed, but I ended up smoking meth. Like just a guy showed up. He goes, you want to hit this? And I'm like, I didn't even think about it, but I'm like, you know what? All right. And so I just smoked. Yeah.
All right.
Uh-huh.
What were you doing that with your brother, or you guys had different paths? Like
No, he would
alternative-
do his own stuff on his own. He was kind of like, he was an outsider in high school. He wasn't like the popular guy. He really looked like the dude from like Smashing Pumpkins. Like he had long hair.
Right.
For real.
Yeah. What about you? Were you an outsider, or do you have a?
No, I was just a Bible thumper. I was like just a weird jock Bible thumper guy.
Okay.
No girls. I didn't even kiss a girl in high school. Yeah, and he didn't either, huh?
No. We're brothers, man.
What about you? You got some action in high school?
Not really.
There you go. You're a part of us.
Yeah.
Welcome to Get Inside the Puss with Andre.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's get to the bottom of this dirty.
Oh, this should be Incel Central.
Yeah. This is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I
Yeah.
got you guys here. This is the secret reason I have you here is I want to talk about girls and like. Okay. So what was when did you kiss your first girl?
I got more in middle school, 6th grade.
Than in high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I French kissed the shit out of her, dude.
Mm.
We were making out at the country club. And dude, she was developed, bro. Like,
Oh, gross.
dude, and my friends would say, they would peer pressure me because I would only French kiss her.
Right.
And they go, you got to go further. What are you doing? And then I go, what do you mean? They go, you didn't touch down there? Like, because they used to like look at her lay out by the country club pool. And so they were kind of like envious and they were they were trying to live vicariously through me. And I remember I would get like butterflies because I'd walk her out in front of the country club where the cars would go around and then they would all be like looking at me and then we'd make out. So I got more in middle school, bro.
And then when after high school, when did your life turn around?
I didn't lose my virginity till like my sophomore year in college. And it was like this fat Hawaiian chick. What about you?
What?
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just.
And that was a nightmare. Yeah. She was playing like luau music in her dorm room. And she like offered me, like a soul. It wasn't even Corona. Remember those soul Mexican beers?
Yeah.
And,
So you were not in love. This was not.
No.
This was just
It was
like
like a
this
bad
is
dream.
what it was available.
What'd you say?
You just went for what was available.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I met her at a off-camp.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Oh no, Harry. Oh, sorry. You want to fight me, David? I met her at off-campus party, and it was like she was with her suite mates.
Yeah.
So there's her, and then 2 of her suite mates are like white girls.
So you said like
And-
3 is better,
Well, I'm like, I had my skateboard on me. I'm like, yeah, I'll go back and hang out. And then the Hawaiian one had her own dorm room, and then
Yeah.
And so they wanted to go dancing, and and then I had to pretend like I was like passed out. Because they would come through the bathroom. They shared a bathroom. She'd be like, we're going to go dancing in like 10 minutes. So wake them up, And then I had to pretend I was, like I was
Right.
passed out. And so they finally went into their room. I went, and then they placed me on the bottom bunk and placed her on the top bunk. And
And how did
rest
she
is
get
history.
from?
I
did you
waited
climb
maybe
or
3 to
did she-
5 minutes.
Okay.
And I go, hey, are you sleeping? Come down here.
Oh, you made
This
her
bunk.
calm down.
Yeah.
You did not climb up.
No, she climbed down.
Uh-huh.
And it lasted for like 5 to 10 seconds. It was very quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you when you lost your virginity?
I mean,
David?
He's been thinking about what to share. Right? It's
Yeah.
difficult to beat this thing.
No, she's got stories.
Wow, he
really
loves these
eating that?
maggots. Yeah.
Dude, you're really eating that?
yeah. Do you want to try it?
Okay.
Is it true that you're the first girl you
No, I
have
don't
sex
wanna
with,
try that.
you marry?
I did. Yeah.
Be honest, what do you think about that?
I think it's great.
It's commendable.
Yeah, it's romantic.
Carlos, what do you think about that?
I'm dead. I miss my wife.
I think
But I got
Carlos-
divorced before the plane crashed.
Yeah. I don't think we want Carlos for dating advice.
He's a handsome guy, dude.
Yeah.
The thing about him, he could get
Yeah.
a lot of women. He just chooses not to.
No, he chooses to do it.
Okay. I haven't
yeah.
seen Carlos in a while.
In all honesty, I lost my virginity to an escort in Marina Del Rey when I was 19. You
Ain't nothing wrong. I mean, it is what it is, brother.
I wrote her a bad check.
No, you
It
didn't.
is what it is, brother.
The check
no check
bounced.
No, I rolled out, so it must have bounced.
Dang.
But I was
Was she-
long gone, baby.
Was she a MILF?
She was an ILF, just someone you'd like to F.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
but she was older.
I knew it.
I'll go with the romantic version better, you know?
Yeah. What about you?
What about me? This is not.
When did you
Mm,
pop your cherry?
Yeah, they don't call you fancy for nothing.
mhm.
Mm.
I was already in college too.
See, dude.
So
Come on.
I'll do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you nervous?
Yes.
Did you get a full on erection or like half boner?
Yeah.
Full
Is
on.
there
You
full
did?
blood pumpage?
The blood pumping wasn't a problem.
Has Bob
Nice.
seen your penis?
Not yet. He has tried.
Have you seen Bob's?
Of course.
I mean,
Who
who
hasn't?
hasn't?
Come on.
Who hasn't?
Yeah.
I bet you yours is bigger than Bob's. Yeah,
Whose isn't?
I could. You have girth, huh? I bet you have girth, huh? You do?
It's just, you know,
Yeah,
I
it's okay. You do?
do.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Like,
Really?
like, is it like thicker
Like-
than a hot dog?
No.
No, no, no.
No.
We should do a segment where we like.
I don't think that. No. No, Scissor Bros segment. No,
I'm sorry,
Question
there's
for you,
no
though.
challenge.
no challenge.
Come on,
No
man.
challenge.
Question for you, though. This is
Okay.
a
Yeah.
weird question.
Okay.
Bobby has only showed you when he's shriveled, though, right?
True.
Oh, dude, tell us
True.
Go
You wanna.
segment. Go ahead.
When I met
This is a great
Bobby,
story.
he was pantless, and he came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like we don't know each other, and he comes really close to me,
How close?
no pants,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
underwear, and he starts smoking
Okay.
to see if I flinch, you know. And I knew about him, so I tried to stoically smile.
Yeah.
But I guess you got a better one.
Yes, he does.
This one, I guess, yeah, I'll share this.
That's great.
This was at the comedy store in the back green room of the main room. There was a hot girl that Bobby was seeing, and she left the room, and right after he like hugged her goodbye because he had to do a set or whatever, he goes, "That girl's so fucking hot." And he pulled his dick out, and he was half hard, and it was way bigger than
That
the
just-
1,000 other times I saw it, to the point where I was like, "Oh, he's a total
He's
grower."
a grower.
He's
yeah.
a
He's
grower.
a total
These are
grower.
growers.
Yeah.
How big was it?
Well, it's not gonna.
I know, but was
Yes,
it
it
like
wasn't one
it
of
got
the-
this big, didn't it?
I didn't. He wasn't
Yeah.
fully. He
But you
wasn't-
do get this big?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
That's pretty big.
But what?
You just went like this.
Like-
That's
No, I
just-
didn't. No,
that's
I
pretty
went-
big.
no, I went like
It's like
this.
landing a plane. I'm like, dude.
No, but what were you most were you most impressed at the girth or the colorization or the
Never the color. You guys have weird looking colored dicks.
You guys have a
No,
hint
I
of
swear to
yellow.
God, dude.
But wait a second.
You got to edit that part out. Really? We have brief joke.
Cry,
Little sister, thou shalt not give.
Wow.
Okay.
So let me ask you a question. Do you ever think of getting married?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think.
When you think
Well,
about
I
it,
don't really believe in because it's a partnership basically. So
Okay.
I believe in if you really love the
Yeah.
person, you don't have to have
Right,
the
you don't-
government or the state be
Sure,
involved
like-
with your situation. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
But
yeah,
the,
I
the
believe.
commitment to
Yeah,
like
I don't want to make it a contractual thing. What was that, dude? You talking about my dick again?
Oh,
Yeah, so I believe in love, but not so much marriage.
Okay.
I think you could, it's different now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But are you in a
Yeah, I'm in a
long-term
relationship.
relationship?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Mhm.
Well, I know you. How was like getting married so young?
it was good. I mean, when I fell in love with my wife, like I was like, I don't
That's
need to
need to
mess
explore.
around. I don't need to look around. Like this is it. So yeah, I'm super happy that I.
Love at first sight, or
We were friends
Okay.
for a little bit before, actually, and I think that was actually good. We knew each other for a bit before we started dating. So I think that was actually helpful because you
Yeah.
kind of get to know a person, obviously, in a different way.
Of course.
Rather than just romantically, you find out a little bit more about them in a different way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's not the leeway, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Lees, I don't know what it is. It's either late bloomers or we do simp shit or I don't know what it is. But it's not good. I'm learning now, though. I mean, yeah. I think because Bob and I didn't get girls in high school, like, you know what I mean? We learned like way later,
Yeah.
you know? And yeah, it's difficult. I think especially in LA, is probably the worst place to date someone.
It's a terrible.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
What's that thing where they're on and it's like a dating app for stars, right?
Raya.
Yeah, come on, dude.
The skull knows
His
that.
skull knows.
Yeah,
Skull knows. It's
that's
right.
lame. That's kind of lame.
I
Yeah.
used to be on it.
What was that?
I was on Raya.
Oh, I didn't mean to judge you, Carl.
Yeah. Bobby's on Raya too, or he was banned from Raya.
Oh no, I was saying Mia Skeleton was on it.
Yeah, so
So you guys moved to LA from
Arizona for me.
Arizona from you, and you were in Kansas for you. How was that contrast? Why did you decide to move to LA? Do you know that you wanted to be a comedian then?
Comedy and acting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it hard for your family? Like, were they
It was.
supportive?
But they were supportive because I was so motivated and dedicated when I was in Kansas that they saw how serious I was. Like I would be shooting sketches and short films and music videos and editing like all the time. Like when I was in Kansas, and then I was saving money for a couple years while I went to community college, and all same. It was the same answer every single time. It wasn't like, oh, I'm thinking about doing this. It's like, I'm like, I want to do this. I want to do exactly this. So I was very,
and the dream was stand up or just comedy more broadly?
When I moved out to LA, I was 20. So I was like, when I moved to LA, when I turned 21, I'll start doing stand up. And I had been doing improv and taking classes and all that stuff. And yeah, I was like, I'm going to start auditioning. I'm going to do the whole thing. And
right.
LA was like the choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you're working at Starbucks now. Was that your first job in LA?
Oh, this guy doing some research. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And it was Kill Tony your first, like, I guess, big break or the first big comedy job, or what did you do before Kill Tony?
Honestly, one of the first breaks that I got that my family was excited about was going on the road with Bobby, to be honest. He had me start hosting and featuring for him on the road. And because my brother and I had known about Bobby, and we'd watched him on Mad TV back in the day.
Right.
So my family knew who that name was, where it's like, sometimes you get excited about different comics that you're working with,
sure.
but they're like, I don't know who that is or whatever.
Yeah, he was on TV, so had a bigger platform.
Right,
yeah.
right. So yeah, Kill Tony and Roast Battle were right around the same time, and those were definitely working with Tony Hinchcliffe and Brian Redband and Jeff Ross kind of took me under his wing too. So
and it all happens at the same time, kind of like
they were all right around the same time.
Yeah. So what happened between, I guess, Starbucks and that time? Were like, how long was that period of time?
I worked at Starbucks for only 2.5 years before I was able to start doing comedy and pursuing that full time. I was very, very fortunate in that way. Where
I think it's like a fast. I mean, even if it looks like super slow while you're doing it, right? Like
in hindsight, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like 2.5 years in a state where I know nobody, and then I'm able to start pursuing comedy and acting full time after that is crazy. Like almost to the point where, like, while I was in it, you sometimes aren't even aware. You're just like, oh, I guess this is just how it works. But
right.
I knew that it was lucky that I had booked a national commercial, and I literally, like, people are like, what are you gonna buy? What are you gonna do this? I'm like, I'm buying nothing, and I'm living off that money so I can pursue comedy and acting. So I didn't buy anything, and I just paid bills with it and reinvested in myself over and over and over again.
Yeah, so you're already pretty. You had your targeted.
Yeah, for sure.
Jeremiah, what Starbucks did you work at? Because Tony worked at Starbucks on the Sunset Strip.
He worked at the one on Sunset, and I worked at the one in Beverly Hills on La Cienega, 257 South La Cienega.
Wow.
Yes.
Got it.
What about you, Steve? When did you move to LA?
Well, I attended AC for about 7 or 8 years, and then I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then I was living on Bob's couch, and then I was just smoking weed all day. And then he was like, dude, you got to get a job. And then I started working at Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf for about 2 years.
Yeah, you guys could put a.
Connections.
Yeah.
You guys could put a.
And then through that, because it was
Coffee shop.
the one on Argyle and Sunset, and then people at Amoeba would come in and I would hook them up. And then through that, I got a job at Amoeba. I worked there for a few years.
Yeah.
I've worked all kinds of jobs. Then I got fired from Amoeba. Then I worked at Jamba Juice, and then Jamba Juice. I mean, to Sushi Dan's, and I worked at a lot of like food.
Do you know what you wanted to do, or was
No,
you, like, kind of like
No, I think I
vibing?
got my break is Bob brought me to David Cho's podcast, DVD ASA, and then through that, I didn't even know what to expect, but through that, I got introduced to podcasting, and then I was in a band. They formed a band through the podcast, and then we were touring, and that's when like my life opened up.
right?
Oh, I was working at Fat Sal's at the time, and I had to, I told, shout out to Zane,
Zane Helberg.
yeah,
Funny
shout out to
comic.
Zane, yeah. I told Zane that, hey, there's an opportunity where I could, tour with these guys and record an album. He was cool about it.
Right.
Yeah. That was a hard job, yeah.
Yeah, music is the other thing that kind of like connects you guys. But
Oh, well, yeah.
but you weren't interested in comedy at the time. Comedy was just like
No, I mean, I've done it. Like, I've opened for him, and
no. But I'm saying like back then when you were doing this job.
I was doing open mics, dude. That's how I met kind of him. Like, I was actually going up like 4 times a week. Like, I would do.
I see Steve around.
Yeah, I would do rock paper. I would go to Marty's. I would sign up for the.
Were you interested in that
The
because
Meltdown.
of Bobby? Was that a kind
No,
of
I
like,
just
or
no, because if that was the case, I would have started like because like in the '90s or later or even
Right.
early 2000. I just thought, well, maybe. No, he never pushed that on me at all ever. I just thought, maybe I could try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's more difficult than it's a difficult thing. That's why I have the utmost respect to anyone who like does it full time. It's hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when did you kind of know that you were funny, even like naturally funny? Were you always making people laugh, or
Mine's just unintentional. I don't really know if I don't know.
you never thought, okay, I'm funny, I can do this, or
I will, everyone would make their friends laugh like in high school or college, but
Right.
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
And what about you? When did you thought like, I guess, okay, I can do this. I have this superpower, or
So when I went to a private Christian school up until 8th grade. And then in 8th grade, I started going to public school and when I went to this public school, I was like, I get to completely reset. Like I get to kind of go in and choose who I'm going to be. And I was making people laugh on the first like day of public school. And they're like, oh, the new guy's pretty funny. And I just like loved hearing that. Like the new guy's funny. Like I was like, oh, maybe this is my thing. Because before that, I would always make people laugh, but it would be to a respectful level.
right? You
Well,
kind
if
of
it started getting out of
cross
hand,
lines, yes.
I'd cut. But then like in public school, I found out like if you push against the system, that's when you get the real big laughs
Right.
and stuff like that. And that's when I started kind of leaning into comedy more and more, and like with the short films and sketches and music videos,
Right.
and all that stuff. Yeah.
Did you ever get in trouble like pushing boundaries too much, or?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd be sent to the hall a lot. I was one of those kids who I'd talk back because it would get like a big pop in the class. Like there's a very homely looking woman in the history books, and I said out loud while they were reading, interrupting. I was like, because I just watched Dumb and Dumber or something like that. I was like, oh, this woman must have been bred doggy style. And they're like, Jeremiah, go to the hall immediately. And it got such a huge, it was like a drug to me. Like I got such a huge response. I was like, no, I didn't mean it like that. They're like, we know what you meant. I was like a dog, like she's ugly, like a dog. And Yeah, just dumb stuff like that.
Right.
Like give me like.
But you saw that tension,
the tension after school and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then so at that point you say like I can maybe focus on comedy, or how do you get into comedy for real? Like,
Well,
did you
one
decide
of
to
the things,
improv?
honestly, was right before I moved to LA that was really reassuring, and it was still like, there was a bunch of family that was there, but it was a bunch of people who I'd never met. It was at my brother's wedding. Instead of a best man speech, I wrote a comedy song that I performed for his best man speech, and it killed. It just kind of blew the roof off of this wedding reception.
Right.
And it was like mainly like a bunch of people who were like, oh, like they were impressed, like to the point where they're like, oh, you're moving to LA soon? Where I like the response that I got from that from strangers, I was like, I can do this professionally.
Reassuring.
It was like one of the last things. Like I was already planning on moving, but to get reassurance from strangers like that,
Right.
Like I was like, oh, I think I can make money at this. I think I can do this professionally.
Oh, cool.
You write all these stuff? Oh, it's in that?
Not everything, but most of
You
it.
did some
I didn't
research,
mean to interrupt, but dude,
Yeah.
what really is in this?
It is
Because dude, I have such a bad migraine, dude. Like
no,
It's
this
blood.
is sugar.
that there's nothing crazy in that.
It's
Probably
sugar.
because you haven't eaten.
Syrup.
Okay, I was just
Did you not? You haven't eaten yet, right?
No.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
okay.
Syrup. Okay,
Fancy, what about fun facts about the movie?
Yeah.
sure.
Or do you have some more questions?
Sure. Let's say a few fun facts. Yeah.
All right. The fictional Santa Carla, based on California's Santa Cruz, previously had a reputation for being the murder capital of the world where the film was released. Jeremiah also mentioned this earlier. The Lost Boys started a 1980s string of 9 different films starring both Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, aka the two Coreys. Corey Haim said that all the blood had glitter in it to give a shimmering effect. Gay. The Lost Boys only took 21 days of shooting, from June 2nd to the 23rd, 1986.
That's crazy. That's why you have like such a professional crew. You know, having that DP. Like,
That's
yeah.
insane.
So they had to get it done.
That was shot in 21 days.
That's like 3 weeks of shooting.
So how long does it usually take to film a movie like that?
Like I would say
A year?
no, not a year, but
6 months?
a studio. I mean, if you're thinking of Mission Impossible, that's
Yeah.
7-8 months.
yeah.
A normal like movie, a couple months of shooting,
Yeah,
8
that's-
weeks, 8
That's
weeks.
crazy. Yeah.
This is like a super fast indie movie.
Hell yeah. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt, Carlos.
No worries, guys. Kiefer Sutherland originally didn't want to be in the movie until Joel Schumacher had lined up both INXS and Jimmy Barnes to sing on the soundtrack. He only joined the movie because he was a fan.
That's cool. Yeah, I've heard that, and
Yeah.
one of the, like you mentioned it before, one of the things that kind of like is still cool today is the style of the character,
yeah.
but then the music.
Dude, the
music,
soundtrack
is
Yeah.
incredible.
it's so cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
Fans have theorized that since that Grandpa was a half vampire and that his root beer in the fridge was actually animal blood due to his hobby as a taxidermist.
Oh, that's
To be honest,
Never get his own section.
when I rewatched it when he gets to that end and then said like
Yeah.
nobody touched this, I thought, oh, is he a vampire? And then he comes up with that line. I'm like,
Oh,
That's
really?
a good fan theory for
That's a-
sure.
yeah,
That's
the-
a great one.
Yeah, because he had this section where he had his ho-ho.
nobody touches this.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more. Corey Haim and Brooke McCarter, aka Paul, got along so well during the production that McCarter later became his manager in the 90s.
Weird.
Whoa.
That's strange. Yeah. All right. So I want to ask you, like the movie, another theme of this movie that I like is the fact that, well, these characters have to face their fears.
Yeah.
So this is a question for you guys about, what are the fears that you guys had growing up, or, like early life that you have to overcome to
Rejection.
yeah. And how do you overcome that?
Well, female rejection.
Okay. Yeah, I think the Lee brothers too have this thing that like that has been a big motivator, right? In your life, like female.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I guess like dating women or having like acceptance by women has been a big reason or a big reason to do certain things. Bobby says that motivated him to get good at comedy because the moment that he had that, women were more, accepting.
So are you saying if Bob worked at like Del Taco, he wouldn't get girls?
I'm not saying that. He says that.
Oh,
I'm saying that.
Carlos, do you think that? If Bob worked at Home Depot as a manager?
No, I think he would have gotten someone cool because he's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, even if he was funny at Home Depot.
Exactly, but not maybe like a model level girl.
Oh, like someone off of Raya.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is what we know he wants.
But
Why does he want that?
Because he's dead inside, like me.
Yeah, we're all dead, huh? We're all gonna die too.
But I guess like for him, I'm saying in terms of just personal growth, like that gave him confidence. I'm good at something. I found something where like I get like,
You know what?
everybody
Whatever
needs that.
motivates you, yeah?
Right.
Whatever revs your engine, huh?
Right.
Um,
And I feel like that's something you have in common too, like that getting women.
you know what? There's something to that. Even my girl, can I give her a shout out? Shout out to my girl.
Yeah.
She's I'm with her now, but it's the type of woman that I would never be able to get back in the day. Like, even when I look at her, I like, in my mind, I'm like, I can't believe I'm with you.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a dream come true. Yeah. So, yeah.
So, but what was
blessed.
how did you get to, I guess, if your biggest fear was rejection from women, how did you overcome that? What was the thing that made you confident, or that
You have to try. If you don't try, you'll never know. I never tried.
Okay.
So you have to try. And that's with anything. You have to at least try.
Mm-hmm.
That was like.
It wasn't as scary once you tried it.
No, but then it helped that Scissor Bros helped too, or doing other things, you know.
Yeah, but this is like Scissor Bros is a recent phenomenon. No, this is like.
What do you mean by
Yeah,
that?
those last couple of years.
Right. What I'm saying is like, I mean, without saying any age, like you didn't overcome your fear of rejection at 45. You did this earlier on, no?
Yeah, I mean, I got girls in my late 20s.
Right.
It's not like I never got girls.
Right, but okay. No, I mean, I guess I'm trying to get at like, what is the thing that made you confident in yourself, like growing up? Because like, I guess.
Well, wrestling helped.
Okay.
Yeah. And then when Manchi helped, like doing touring and doing shows and tours and stuff. So that helped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. What about you, Jeremiah? What was a fear that you had growing up, and how you overcame it?
Well, I think I didn't necessarily have too many fears. That one that like really troubled me my early to mid 20s was commitment to getting married and having kids. I wanted to like push that as far.
You want career first.
Yeah. I wanted to push that as far as possible, but like I think I was looking at it through the wrong lens. Like I was thinking that it might prevent certain things, but now that I'm in it and I've been married for a while and I have kids, it's an enhancement. It doesn't take away. It doesn't prevent anything. It's an enhancement if you look at it through the right lens.
Totally relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it feels like, my time is gonna be diversified. I cannot focus on this one thing.
Right. Like I literally used to be terrified of like when I moved to LA that something was going to take me away from chasing the dream.
Yeah.
And I kind of looked at it like that of like I was terrified to move in with my wife and then get engaged and then get married and then have kids literally every step along the way, which is probably was exhausting for her. So I'm grateful she's still with me, and because everyththing's amazing because I actually inversely committed and doubled down.
Can I flip it on you guys?
Yeah.
Are you with a woman?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would you still be
married, has a kid.
Oh, that's right. You did. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Would you, because I started watching this show called 600 Pound Life. Would you both be with your women if they were like 685 pounds? But she still looked the same? Go ahead, guys.
No.
So are her bones so heavy? She looks exactly the same, but it's just And the scale says 600 pounds.
Yeah, dude. Like
Then it's not gonna
one
look
of her
the same.
arms is
No,
the size
he's
of my
saying-
body.
No,
Like
he's saying it's the same person.
it's the
Right.
same
but they're
person.
600 pounds.
But she's 600 and something pounds. Where you have to. I mean, there's rolls.
Look, I guess this is how I the only way I can answer that question is like if now, let's say that for whatever reason she was to gain 600 pounds, I would still be with her and love her. I think if I met her and she was 600 pounds, I don't know if the attraction would be there. You know,
What, dude? Come on, dude. This
You don't want a fat girl to match your fat cock? Come on, man.
can still
look,
do things
yeah,
to you.
like, yeah.
You suck your dick, dude.
Right. I think my motivation in life was a little different than yours. I think like
Through a sleep apnea mask?
no, I mean I think women weren't the same for me than for you in terms of like my motivation in life. I think my dreams had big.
I know you
dreams
wanted to produce stuff and
that I
write
wanted to-
scripts.
I
get it,
I
dude.
wanted to do a lot of other things.
Yeah.
And women, I was a little more with Jeremiah in the sense that I didn't want a girlfriend when I was in college because I wanted to do all these things. And then, of course, because you don't want something, that's when it happens.
Yeah.
And then I didn't fight it, but I'm saying like my goals were like, oh, I want to direct movies, I want to move to LA eventually, I want to do all of that stuff. So I never saw my life through, you know,
You're
who
not
can
answering
suck
my
my
question.
dick.
Are you going to be with her or not?
I would be with her.
Okay, your turn.
Yeah.
You would?
I mean, it's a very similar answer to Andres. I don't know if I would pursue a 600-pound woman. I have obesity. and
No.
stuff in
But
my
what if all of a
family.
sudden she just starts overeating and she's eating like 100 mozzarella cheese sticks and then you're having to enable her and like, you know, like buy like all these, you know, Hostess cupcakes.
That-
and then she just starts progressively morphing into this.
The things that haunt you are different than mine. You know, my nightmares are different than yours.
Yeah.
Steve.
So that's not a nightmare for every guy?
For you. I
You
think
know
that,
what? I would stick with my woman.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you would like hose her down and do the, you know what I mean?
I don't know. Maybe we need to come out with a contraption or something. You know.
Oh, right. Like a harness.
Harness.
Yeah.
Be a little more like that. Like,
But do you
saw.
Do you respect that? Like a man sticking with his woman who's over a certain way? I mean, that's commendable, right? Okay.
Sure. I haven't thought too much about that.
Where'd you get those? I don't got no. I want some teeth too. Oh no. Oh God. Is this?
Do you know my favorite murder in Lost Boys?
Which one?
There's one here.
Yeah, you're gonna bite
Use
my
your
neck.
head. No.
Okay. Oh
The
right.
top of the head.
Yeah,
He
that's
bites
the
and
bonfire.
rips the scalp off with
Yeah.
the teeth. I've never seen that in another
Yeah.
vampire movie where it's straight to the freaking skull.
Yeah,
a
that
cool-
kicked ass.
That's a good one.
That was
Yeah.
the first kill, the initiation.
the
Yeah,
whole
that was
thing, yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Is it true that you slept with your stuffed animals until you were 20-something, Jeremiah?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely,
What? You did?
dude. I felt alone in my bed.
You slept with stuffed animals?
Oh yeah.
I'm not buying you lunch
Abso-freaking-
today. That's the last straw.
I had
I
a,
don't know this
I
guy.
had
You
a,
son of a gun.
I had a bear that I slept with, and I had
Spider-Man?
and Spider-Man that I'd sleep with like a
Oh, that makes sense. That's why you're obsessed with Spider-Man.
no.
You slept with the stuffed animal. Spider-Man.
Are
No,
you obsessed with the Spider-Man?
I like the comic books, the movies.
He's obsessed with it.
with the Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love Spider-Man.
Well, were you guys comic book nerds growing up?
Not really. More so him.
Right.
I mean, I like Transformers and GoBots and shit.
I
G.I.
collected
Joe.
the action figures. And the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
me too.
But
We,
not
we,
like-
we would probably be friends.
Oh,
You two would.
absolutely.
You two would.
And like,
We'd be making films together and be like,
Yeah.
we don't
Yeah.
need girlfriends. Let's make some more films.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Put a little more blood here. Yeah. What about you? Did you
I
have-
grew up with G.I. Joe, GoBots, Transformers.
Right.
But I did have a Cabbage Patch Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think serious question, do you think like growing up and seeing like your parents' relationship being a little I guess, tough, like made you think of inform how you would like be with a woman, and that's like the commitment and all.
Well,
of
my
that
dad
stuff?
beat my
Right.
mom. You know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, did that impact you in a way to like see relationships
Yeah, it
later?
freaked me out. I'm like, dude, like, yeah, that's what is he doing?
Right.
Yeah, that's something you don't want to replicate.
Right.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I blocked that out. My brother was like, at one time he was like, you don't remember the way mom blocked the door with the dresser and there's blood in her mouth? And I go, no. I blocked it out. It was so traumatic for me. I blocked that out.
Because Bobby said that you had anger issues for a while. Like, do you think like that's part of it? Like,
You did?
yeah.
You know what?
Like-
I don't know.
No.
I think it's partly genetics. I'm not blaming it, and
Right.
like I don't want to scapegoat my dad or anything, but I think that maybe I did unintentionally pick something up.
Yeah. But you did you feel?
Yeah, there
very
was
angry
times
in
when I
LA?
was like I pulled knives on Bob, and yeah, dude, like there was some bad. Like I threatened to kill everybody.
Yeah.
That's an
Yeah.
anger problem.
Yeah.
Right.
And then how do you get over that? Or did you?
Well, getting sober helped. And then I started seeing a therapist as well. So shout out to Dr. Choi, and that helped. And now I'm on medication.
Right.
Yeah. So that helped.
All of that help. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you two decided to be work together? Because it feels like despite being both funny and
Yeah.
have that wild side to do things, like you don't have that many things in common. At least your upbringing is very different. Your passions were different. How did
Yeah.
you
I don't
look?
know.
I think that's why it kind of works. Is like we constantly refer to each other like the yin and the yang.
Yeah.
We have
We're
a lot
so
of,
different.
but
Yeah.
we're very different, but there is a lot of crossover in the middle. Like there's like a
Yeah, the artistic part is
Mhm.
common. I think.
Yeah, well, we kind of get each other as far as he understands my humor and I understand what he's doing.
Yeah.
And there's a respect there. I really respect what he does.
Yeah.
But
And he's been pushing you now a little bit to do more stand up because since I
yeah, and then I commend him for that because that's like, oh, he's like looking out for me in the sense, and he's just encouraging me. He's encouraging me to try different things. You
Yeah.
know. So. But we do butt heads once in a while. But the thing is, with anything, you know how Andrew and Bobby fight.
yeah.
You know that.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there are
When-
episodes
when
where
you're-
you couldn't air, right?
Yeah, when you're close to someone also, like that's what
But you were there, right?
yeah, I was
And
there.
it got gnarly.
Yeah.
We've had those too.
Right.
But
Yeah.
we always talk it out.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
always communicate.
communication
always.
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we don't ghost each other. We're always
Yeah.
okay. Like let's talk this out. But
Yeah.
it's gotten gnarly with me and you
Oh yeah.
lately. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and Steve, so you got into podcasting a little bit because of the DVD ASA
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
What about you, Jeremiah? How did you get into podcasting? Because you have two podcasts and you've done your own by yourself for a while.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Wonders.
Yeah. How was that? How did you start it?
My start, one of the first podcasts I ever did was Brian Redband's Ice House Chronicles. He used to have this show out of the Ice House where, because I was so unaware of what even podcasting was when I first started. I mean, now it's got to be almost like when I first did that first episode, it was probably almost a decade ago at this point. Where he used to invite comedians out to the Ice House to do a stand-up set. And after you would do your stand-up set, there was a podcast studio literally right next door to the club. You'd literally walk about 200 feet and then it would round robin all the guests that were on the stand-up show. Like when you were about to bring somebody else up, you'd follow them into the other room, do a set, and then you'd come back and you keep trading the chairs. Really fun format.
Right.
So that was my first kind of introduction into doing that outside of, I did like morning radio in Kansas City, but podcasts are so different like from morning radio. And then I started, after that, I would do some podcasts here and there. And then Tony started up Kill Tony, and I was one of the first panel guests on that show. And then eventually it evolved into what we ended up doing later, like where
the band and
Yeah. Like that was our thing. Like that we created, like coming in with different characters every single week, committing to that, whether it's characters or impressions. And that was me and Pat Reagan originally, and then Joel Jimenez, and then it just kind of built where then eventually we had Chroma Chris Dillon, then Jesse Jetski Johnson, Juicy Johnson.
yeah.
And then amidst all that, Tony encouraged me to start my own podcast, Jeremiah Wonders. So I was doing that. And then when Kill Tony moved to Austin, I was like, well, I have my Mondays open now. I'm always like wanting to fill it with different stuff. And it just kind of worked out timing wise, where people were loving what Steve and I were doing. And then
So you guys were doing things together before.
we'd
Scissor?
done we were doing each other's podcasts a bunch, and we noticed like every time we do each other's podcast, it'd be a big spike in views.
Was there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I think that's a very natural. I feel like
Yeah.
Bobby and Andrew thought about it because Andrew was on Tiger Belly, right? And then there's chemistry.
Y'all do
There's
big
tons
things,
of comments that were like, you guys have to, but like I had seen that a bunch in the past, just because I think one of my skill sets as a comic is I have a lot of fun riffing with people.
No, yeah.
So sometimes I can have good chemistry with different people, but with Steve, it was pretty unanimous in the comments where there's like, you guys have to start.
Right.
Like kind of like people being like, I know I've said this before about other comedians that you start podcasts,
right.
but this is the one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Steve was seeing that too on his end.
Cool. Yeah, and so do you guys still shoot out of your studio?
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone put a piece of tape right there.
Oh,
What does that mean?
That means probably that's their light to warn Andres, and it was a subtle way of not acknowledging that we're wrapping up soon and
Did you have a
we're
good
nearing
time?
the finish line.
Was this,
Oh,
was this fun?
of course, this is fun. It's
Steve
always fun
literally
being
does
with-
that all the time on our
all the time.
podcast.
Is it
all
fun?
the time.
I'll look at something on my phone. He's like, "Why are you on your phone?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Dude, it has something to do with the podcast. It's a producer or a directorial thing.
It's
It has
a
nothing to-
wings.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah,
have scissors.
Did you have? Be honest. Did you have fun with us?
Always with you.
Really?
Can
Always.
we close the podcast in a special way?
Yes, but I have a couple more questions, and then I'll let you guys go.
okay.
Let me go through my list of must ask.
You look good in the wig though.
You look great.
It's grown on.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question from a previous guest that I need to ask before we close.
What do you mean? A guest that asked about us?
Yeah, I mean, we'll leave it open to whoever the next guest is, and the guest ask, okay,
Jesse asked.
for your next guest is like, tell me something that, or say something that nobody knows about. What is some sort of secret or something that nobody knows about you?
That's a toughie. Something that nobody knows about.
A lot of
I mean,
things are entering, but something might be inappropriate.
That's fine.
You got something?
I mean, you just blue balled us all with that.
Well, sometimes I'll scrape my teeth and smell my plaque.
Okay. You are
Like-
really the brother of your brother.
Well, I do. Yeah, it's like because I like funky shit smells.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you guys are so similar.
yeah. Does Bob do stuff like that?
He eats his fungi from his
Yeah.
food. So yeah. I think-
Wait. He does?
yeah.
Oh, real? So that's something the Lee brothers do.
Yeah, it's a
And then when my girl, this could have been a deal breaker where I was FaceTiming my girl and I didn't realize I was picking my ass.
yeah.
So I picked my ass in front of her and I went like this.
Uh-huh.
And she goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "Oh, like I didn't realize."
Uh-huh.
So that's another thing is I'll pick my ass.
She's like, keep her.
I know she accepts
Yeah,
it, right?
right.
Oh my God, that's love. Go ahead, brother.
Here's a weird quick.
Yeah.
Here's a weird quick story that I don't think I've really told anybody about, because I was just reminiscing with my friend about this it was my best friend from grade school. He was over. He was spending the night at my place, and my sister had a friend that was spending the night over at our old house, and we were doing like truth or dare stuff, and he dared my sister to run outside in Kansas City and put her butt up against the window as like a silly like middle school gag kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, oh, it'd be crazy if we dared you to do that. So my sister goes out to do that, and it was pretty cold outside, and she put her butt up against the window, and it shattered the window, and glass went inside her butt, and her friend had to pick glass out of her butt in the bathroom, and my dad came home, and he found out that like why that happened, and my dad looked at me so disappointed. He's like, kind of like he looked at my friend disappointed in one way, but he's looked at me like, that's your sister. Why would you let her do that in front of your friend?
Yeah.
And that was just like
That sounds like something that you would do.
No, come on, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, so that's a weird
Yeah.
little story.
That's kind of weird.
It's pretty weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So next time, well, I wanted to talk about your Wild and Out audition,
Yeah.
your
Can we come
Joker,
back?
but you guys will come back. So for
Can
now,
we do solos too? Come back solos
yeah,
together, solos. We're welcome here.
you guys are always welcome.
Thank
But for those who haven't seen this movie, what like the final like
You gotta
why
watch
would
it.
you watch the why do you have to watch the Lost
It's a
Boys?
fun, nostalgic, great. It's just a good story. It's a great. The acting's great. It's just a good story.
It's the slice of an era of
Yes.
movie making, and also just in time where you're transported to.
Yeah.
You feel like you're there in this small town where these vampires are coming out. Like you feel like it's almost like the set design and everything is so good. You
So
feel like
good.
you've oddly been there on vacation or seen it in a dream or somewhere before. And it's the perfect blend of comedy
Yes.
and horror and
Everything.
campiness.
It's great.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Yeah, watch
And
Lost Boys.
don't remake this. Don't touch this movie.
Oh,
Do
no.
not remake
At all
The
costs,
Lost Boys.
please don't.
Do not remake it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Yay.